everyone, this is Cassie, and these are the weekly tarot horoscopes for the first week of March, from March the 3rd to March the 9th. As we step into a new month and a new season, I have something very special for you. A brand new spring tarot reading is now available in my shop on my website www.kassikai.com, covering March, April and May 2025, and this reading is basically designed to give you insights into the general energy of each month, love and career. But if you have specific areas you'd like to focus on, it can also be customized to your needs. Also exciting news, I want to introduce you to Misto the Tarot Mouse. Misto is a character I've created to bring tarot lessons and tarot wisdom to you who are learning how to read the cards in a fun and engaging way. Through his stories, he explores the meanings of the cards, offering insight and guidance in a unique and symbolic way. You can follow Misto the Tarot Mouse on both Facebook and Instagram, where I'll be sharing his adventures. You can find all the useful links in the description of this video, my website, my social media and more. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a reading. And if you missed last week's predictions, click the link in the top right corner to watch them now. But let's dive into tarot and see what the first week of March has in store for us. For Aries, we had the Hierophant and now it's the Five of Cups. Last week, the Hierophant might have brought you to a place of structure, tradition. You likely sought advice from a mentor, or you followed established methods, or you made decisions based on your values, on your principles. Write me in the comments below, how did the last week go for you? Maybe last week's approach helped you build stability in both work and personal matters. Now, this week, the Five of Cups shifts your focus to dealing with disappointment. And what I mean by that, maybe you'll have to acknowledge some losses that happened recently, but at the same time, you should remember what remains valuable in your life. Coming after the Hierophant, this suggests that even difficult experiences contain important lessons, and sometimes letting go and moving forward is the wisest path. Now, in your career, the Five of Cups means that maybe something will not go recognized as you expected, or a project may not go as planned. And rather than dwelling on these setbacks, use the established practices and the advice you got last week to focus on salvaging what works and also to make improvements. For relationships now, if you're in a relationship, you and your partner may be experiencing some emotional distance this week, or there might be a disappointment, old issues might resurface. Lean into structured conversations or even outside guidance to rebuild the connection or to improve the connection. Remember to focus on the strengths that remain in your relationship. If you are single, past relationship disappointments may be weighing on you, and while it's natural, of course, to reflect on what went wrong, don't miss potential new connections by focusing only on what happened in the past. Consider what these experiences have taught you about what you truly want. Someone with strong values and serious intentions may enter your life soon. Thursday stands out as your strongest day this week. Use it for reflection and finding the wisdom needed to move forward. For Taurus, we had the Knight of Wands last week and now the Nine of Cups. How did the Knight of Wands manifested his energy for you? Maybe you felt energized, ready to take risks, or perhaps you started pursuing a new project, or you spoke up more assertively at work, or you made a spontaneous decision. This burst of fire energy may have been both exciting but also somewhat uncomfortable for your typically grounded nature. This week, the Nine of Cups arrives as a welcome reward. After all that action, you are now experiencing the satisfaction of seeing your efforts bear fruit. There's a sense that things are falling into place just as you hoped they would. With this card governing the first 10 days of March, pay special attention to events happening now through March the 10th. This period could bring meaningful developments or moments of joy and happiness. In your work life, the risks and bold moves you made recently are starting to pay off. You might receive positive feedback, complete something important, or simply feel more confident about your professional direction. Take time to appreciate these wins, but also stay receptive to new possibilities. Now, if you're in a relationship, last week's fire energy likely brought passion, excitement into your relationship. Maybe you did something fun together or you felt more connected. Now, but this is an ideal time for meaningful moments together, for more emotional connection. So plan something special this week to celebrate what you have built. If you are single, you could make a bold move, or rather you made a bold move that will bring very positive results, and you could meet someone this week that has potential for emotional depth and for something more serious and more connected. Thursday stands out as your power day this week, a time when you will likely feel especially satisfied with life's direction. For Gemini, we had the Fool, and now it's the Two of Pentacles. Last week, the Fool probably had you stepping into new territory with excitement, optimism. How did last week go for you? Maybe you engaged in new things, you embraced change without hesitation, or you started a fresh project or a new idea, or you were simply approaching life with more curiosity and more spontaneity. Now, this week, the Two of Pentacles brings a more practical focus as you figure out how to manage everything that you have set in motion. You are now in a juggling act, trying to balance various responsibilities while keeping momentum going. This isn't about slowing down completely, but rather about finding your rhythm as you deal with competing priorities. So this week the universe will test your adaptability and how well you can keep multiple plates spinning. In your career, last week's bold initiatives or fresh starts now require careful management. You might find yourself bouncing between different projects or different responsibilities, trying to give each one adequate attention. Success this week depends on your organizational skills and your ability to prioritize effectively. So don't let anything important drop while you're handling multiple tasks. In love now, if you are partnered, last week must have brought playfulness or spontaneity to your connection. This week highlights the practical side of maintaining a relationship. You and your partner may need to coordinate schedules, for example, or divide responsibilities to keep things running smoothly. Make sure fun doesn't get completely sidelined by practicality. If you are single, you might be weighing different emotional, romantic possibilities or trying to balance dating with your busy schedule. Perhaps someone new from last week's adventures has caught your interest, but you are still evaluating whether they fit into your life. Take time to consider what you truly want before making decisions. Both Tuesday and Thursday offers especially productive energy for making choices and maintaining your balancing act. Use these days to reassess priorities and make adjustments where needed. For Cancer, we had the King of Pentacles and now the Six of Swords. How did last week go for you with the King of Pentacles? Were you focused on building security, stability, or you were dealing with financial matters, work? or you made decisions designed to strengthen your foundation for the future. This is a practical and measured approach that helps you create more structure in important areas of your life. This week, the Six of Swords indicates that you are leaving behind choppy waters for smoother sailing. So you're transitioning away from stress or difficulties toward a more peaceful situation. This doesn't mean all challenges instantly disappear, but rather that you are gradually moving toward improvement. So the solid foundation you built with the King of Pentacles now helps you deal with this transition with confidence. In your work life, you may be moving away from a stressful position or an outdated approach or difficult colleagues. If you've been thinking about changing jobs or adjusting your professional direction, this week seems to be great for that. It's about taking measured steps though, and if you are thinking that you can use some elements of last week, then do so, because the energy of the King of Pentacles will support you and will help you with this transition. In love now, if you are in a relationship, you and your partner may be working through past issues or finally moving beyond the difficult period. The stability you have built in your relationship is now helping you progress toward greater harmony. So this is a good week to have calm conversations about how to continue improving your connection. If you are single, you are leaving behind unhealthy patterns or emotional baggage that may have affected previous relationships. This clearer perspective prepares you for a more suitable connection in the future. The King of Pentacles influences your week, your days, and suggests that you may soon meet someone who's reliable, financially stable, and genuinely interested in building something serious. Pay special attention to Wednesday and Saturday this week, as these days offer practical supportive energy for making positive changes. For Leo, we had the Justice last week and now the Five of Wands. How did last week go for you, Leo? The Justice probably had you focused on making the right thing, seeking truth. You likely approached the situations with careful consideration, weighing options logically, ensuring that your actions are aligned with your principles. This balanced approach helped you make clear-headed decisions in various areas of your life. Now, this week, the Five of Wands is competition and conflict. You may encounter disagreements or competing interests or situations that will test your patience. These challenges aren't necessarily negative. They often push you to sharpen your skills and clarify what matters most to you. The Justice energy from last week will serve you well as you deal with these tensions, reminding you to approach conflicts with integrity rather than ego. In your professional life, workplace competition or differing opinions might create tension. Perhaps team members don't agree with your approach, or you're competing for recognition or resources. Use the fair-minded perspective you developed last week to handle these situations effectively. Stand your ground when necessary, but do so with reason and respect. If you've been waiting for a decision about a promotion, project, or legal matter, this could be the week you get an answer. In love, if you're with someone, expect some minor disagreements or conflicting priorities this week. Maybe you want different things for your weekend plans, for instance, or you are not seeing eye to eye on household decisions. Nothing serious, and rather than letting these things escalate, use clear communication and fair compromise to work through them. Remember that not every difference of opinion needs to become a major issue. If you are single, you might encounter some competition in your dating life or feel internal conflict about what you're looking for. Perhaps you are interested in someone who has multiple admirers, or you are torn between what you want versus what you need. Approach dating with honesty, both with yourself and others. Friday and Tuesday will be particularly important days for handling challenges effectively and restoring balance when things feel off kilter. Use these days to address any building tensions before they become larger issues. For Virgo, we had the Knight of Pentacles and now the Emperor. How was last week for you? The Knight of Pentacles is about working methodically towards your goals. It's about being focused on the details. It's about following through on commitments. So this careful approach likely helped you build something solid. This week, the Emperor arrives to reinforce and elevate this structured energy. So while the Knight of Pentacles works diligently in the field, the Emperor oversees the entire kingdom. So you are moving from dedicated worker to strategic leader. This is your time to establish clear rules, your rules, to make decisive choices and create systems that will serve you long term. Your natural attention to detail combined with this authoritative energy makes this a powerful week for taking control of your life. In your career, the groundwork you have been laying is now positioning you for leadership. This is an excellent week to make important decisions, to establish boundaries, or to try new procedures. If you have been hesitant to speak up or take charge, the Emperor encourages you to step into your authority with confidence. Those above you will likely respond well to your organized and strategic approach. Just be sure to balance firmness with fairness. Now, in love, if you're with someone, the relationship is entering a phase where structure and commitment take center stage. You may find yourself having important conversations about the future, or establishing household rules, or making decisions that solidify your bond. If things have felt uncertain recently, expect more clarity and more direction. If you are single, you're likely to be attracted to someone who's mature, stable, and who has clear intentions. Look for people who demonstrate reliability and a strong sense of purpose. Alternatively, this could be a week where you're focusing on establishing your own independence and your own security before prioritizing romance. Tuesday and Thursday offer especially supportive energy for making decisions and implementing new structures. Use these days to have important conversations or to finalize plans or take steps that affirm your authority. For Libra, we had the Page of Swords last week and now the Temperance. How was your last week with the Page of Swords? The Page of Swords is curiosity, learning, exploration. You may have been asking questions or seeking new information or analyzing situations with a sharp approach. Whether in communication or personal matters or career, you likely felt more observant and eager to understand things on a deeper level. Now, the Temperance brings balance, patience, harmony into the mix. It's a very different energy. After a period of heightened mental activity or curiosity, this card encourages you to integrate what you have learned and find balance. So this week is about moderation. It's about avoiding extremes and blending different elements of your life to create a sense of inner peace. The combination of the Page of Swords and the Temperance suggests that clarity will come through patience, allowing things to unfold naturally rather than rushing into action. In your professional life, last week you may have been gathering information, researching, engaging in important conversations. Now the Temperance advises you to apply what you have learned with a calm and strategic approach. Collaboration, diplomacy will be key in handling workplace matters. If you have been considering a new project or opportunity, take your time to ensure it aligns with your long-term vision before making a commitment. In love, if you're in a relationship, communication has been a focus last week, and now it's time to find balance in your connection, which means if there were misunderstandings or a need for more clarity, the Temperance suggests that harmony can be restored through patience and mutual understanding. This is a week to nurture your bond and create emotional stability. And if you are single, the Page of Swords indicates curiosity and exploration in love, so maybe you have been exploring your options. But the Temperance suggests that the right connection will come through balance and basically timing. So you may meet someone who's intellectually stimulating, but requires a slow and steady approach. Don't rush and let things develop naturally. Strong days are Saturday and Sunday. These days are ideal for reflection, healing, and finding clarity in situations that require patience and balance. For Scorpio, we had the Temperance, and now it's the High Priestess. Last week, the Temperance guided you toward finding balance and harmony in your life. Write me in the comments below how last week manifested for you. Were you focused on blending different aspects of your experience, approaching situations with patience, or allowing things to develop naturally rather than forcing outcomes? This week, the High Priestess takes you even further inward. While the Temperance asked you to find external balance, the High Priestess invites you to explore the depths of your own intuition. This is a particularly powerful combination for you, Scorpio, as it aligns with your natural tendency toward depth and insight. Pay attention to your dreams, subtle feelings, and the quiet voice of your inner wisdom. They are speaking more loudly than usual right now. In your professional life, last week's balanced approach to work situation now shifts towards something more intuitive, so you may sense underlying currents in workplace dynamics, those energies that others miss. Rather than making bold moves or announcements, this is a time for careful observation and gathering information. Trust your instincts this week about projects, colleagues, opportunities, because your subconscious mind is processing information that your conscious mind hasn't fully recognized yet. In love, if you are with someone, the harmony you have been cultivating now deepens into something more mysterious and more profound. There may be unspoken feelings or developments in your relationship that haven't been directly addressed. Take time to notice subtle shifts in your connection and trust your intuition about what's really happening beneath the surface. This is a good week for intimate, meaningful conversations rather than practical planning. If you are single, you're likely to be drawn to people with mystery and depth rather than those who reveal everything at once. Your intuition about potential partners is especially strong now, so pay attention to how you feel in someone's presence rather than just what they say or do. Someone in your circle may have unexpressed feelings for you, or you might suddenly gain clarity about what you truly want in a relationship. Monday and Tuesday offer particularly strong energy for intuitive insights and inner reflection. Use these days to meditate, journal, or simply create quiet space for your subconscious mind to communicate important messages. For Sagittarius, we had the Queen of Wands, and now it's the Ace of Pentacles. How did the Queen of Wands manifested in your life last week? Was it about feeling more powerful, more self-assured? Was it about taking charge of situations, inspiring others with your leadership? This fiery energy aligns perfectly with your Sagittarian spirit and helps you shine in both personal and professional settings. Now, this week, the Ace of Pentacles arrives with a tangible opportunity to channel that confidence into something substantial. So while the Queen of Wands is about personal power, the Ace of Pentacles represents the seed of success, something new with real growth potential. This might be a financial opportunity, an investment, a job prospect, or the beginning of a project that could bring something long-term. In your career, Your recent visibility and leadership are now attracting concrete rewards and results. Watch for new opportunities like project assignments, financial incentives, or even job offers. This is a very promising energy because it brings the potential for new beginnings and new connections in your career. In love now, if you are in a relationship, your dynamic connection may now be moving towards something more established. So there will be conversations about the practical aspects of your relationship, finances, living arrangements, or future plans that could take center stage this week. This doesn't mean the excitement disappears. Rather, you're building a stable foundation that supports your passionate connection. If you are single, your current confidence is highly attractive, and the Ace of Pentacles suggests that you could meet someone with real potential through practical channels, through work or a financial seminar or a work event, or even while handling everyday responsibilities. Monday and Wednesday will be particularly powerful days this week, and use these days to make important decisions, start new routines, or take steps toward building greater security in your life. For Capricorn, we had the Six of Swords, and now it's the Seven of Pentacles. How was your last week? The Six of Swords shows you moving away from a challenging situation towards calmer waters. So maybe you made an important transition, perhaps leaving behind difficult work circumstances, personal circumstances, shifting your approach to problems, or creating emotional distance from stressful situations. This week, the Seven of Pentacles asks you to pause and evaluate. Having dealt with turbulence, you now have a chance to assess what you have planted and how it's growing. This is a typical Capricorn territory, taking stock, being patient, making calculated decisions about where to invest your energy next. The immediate gratification may not be there, but the long-term rewards could be substantial if you make wise choices now. In your professional life, the recent shifts you made need time to develop. This week, examine your current projects, your investments, even your career path with a critical eye. Are you seeing the project you expected? What kind of adjustments might improve your results? This isn't about abandoning your efforts, but refining them for better outcomes. Your natural patience serves you well now. Resist the urge to force quick results and instead focus on sustainable growth. In love now, if you're with someone, having moved beyond recent difficulties, you're now in a period of relationship assessment. Take time to observe how things are developing or what might need attention. This isn't necessarily about making major changes, but rather about recognizing what's working and what could use improvement. Small, thoughtful adjustments can yield significant benefits later. If you are single, after moving away from relationships that did not serve you, you are now in a contemplative phase about love. You understand that worthwhile connections require investment and patience. Rather than jumping into someone new, take time to clarify what you truly want and need. The right person is worth waiting for, especially when you use this time to prepare yourself for a healthy connection. This weekend, particularly Saturday and Sunday, offers supportive energy for deeper reflection and better planning. Use these days to look honestly at your progress and make thoughtful decisions about your next steps. For Aquarius, we had the Five of Wands and now the Three of Wands. How was last week for you, Aquarius? How did the energy of the Five of Wands manifested for you? Last week, you must have navigated competition, conflict. You likely dealt with opposing viewpoints, clashing personalities, or situations where you needed to defend your position. This week, the Three of Wands shifts your focus from immediate conflicts to a broader horizon, a broader perspective. So you're moving from the battlefield, so to speak, to the lookout point. able to see farther and plan more strategically. This card represents expansion, opportunity, and the first signs that your efforts are starting to yield results. So after pushing through last week's obstacles, you're now ready to move forward with greater clarity and purpose. In your work life, the competitive environment or disagreements you faced recently are giving way to promising developments. Projects that encountered resistance may now be gaining traction. This is an excellent time to look beyond your current position and consider how you can expand your influence, how you can explore new territories, or take on more ambitious goals. Keep your eyes on the horizon rather than getting caught up in lingering tensions from last week. In love, if you're in a relationship, recent disagreements or misunderstandings are starting to resolve as you both focus on your future. This is a good time to have conversations about what you want to create together, whether that's planning a trip, discussing relationship goals, or simply envisioning your next steps. The perspective gained from working through conflicts can strengthen your connection. If you are single, after perhaps dealing with complicated dating situations or internal conflicts about what you want, you are now gaining clarity and openness to new possibilities. You might feel ready to look beyond your usual dating patterns or meet people who expand your horizons. Your recent experiences have helped you better understand what you're looking for. Wednesday and Sunday offer particularly supportive energy for making plans and gaining fresh perspectives. Use these days to step back from details and see the bigger picture in your life. For Pisces, we had the Ace of Wands and now the Queen of Swords. How was last week with the Ace of Wands for you, Pisces? Was it a creative week, a week of new beginnings? Write in the comments below how you felt. You felt inspired, enthusiastic? Perhaps you started a new project? This fiery energy helps you break out of routine and embrace possibilities. Now this week, the Queen of Swords introduces a more analytical approach. While you still have access to last week's creative spark, you're now being asked to apply clear thinking and discernment to your inspired ideas. This interesting combination helps you balance your natural Piscean intuition with sharp mental clarity, a powerful mix that allows you to turn inspiration into reality. In your work life, the exciting opportunities or creative projects that emerged recently now need refinement and strategic thinking. So this is the time to analyze your plans, to identify potential challenges, and communicate your ideas clearly. You may need to make important decisions or negotiations or even to set boundaries with colleagues. While your compassionate nature might prefer to avoid confrontation, the Queen of Swords encourages you to be direct and honest. Your ideas deserve to be protected and properly implemented. In love, if you're in a relationship, this recent spark of passion in your relationship now needs to be supported by clear communication. So this is a good time for honest communications about expectations, about boundaries, and about the future. Don't let important issues remain unaddressed, because the Queen of Swords reminds you that sometimes love needs clarity as much as it needs emotion. If you are single, your renewed interest in romance now requires discernment. Be selective about who you invest your energy in, looking for partners who offer both emotional connection and intellectual stimulation. Someone who communicates directly and respects boundaries might be particularly appealing now. Trust your mind as much as your heart when evaluating potential connections. The weekend, Friday through Sunday, offers supportive energy for making clear decisions and communicate effectively. Use these days to have important conversations or finalize plans that require both vision and precision. So these were the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of March the 3rd to March the 9th. I hope you find them interesting and helpful, and I will see you again next week. Have a great week.